Good morning. This is pre-algebra for Monday, and we are going to be looking today at the order of division. What do you do when you have orders of operation and it includes division? Let's look at our first problem. We have 4 minus parentheses 3 minus 7 parentheses plus 3 raised dot. What does that raised dot mean? It means to multiply by 2 plus 6. Then we're going to divide it by this. So what's the rules of orders of operation? You have to first get rid of those parentheses and powers and exponents. So let's go over here and let's do that. We have 4, which we're just going to keep, minus, which we're going to keep because it's outside our parentheses. Then we have 3 minus 7, which is parentheses negative 4, plus, now I have 3 times 2 plus 6. What do I do first? I'm going to do 3 times 2 first because you multiply before you add. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 6. Then we're going to divide that. Look at this. What do I do first? The parentheses. Negative 4 plus negative 1 is negative 5. So we have 2 times negative 5. Let's bring that over. What are we going to get? Well, when we look at this, I have 4 minus a negative 4 plus 6 plus 6. Well, I can't subtract a negative number. What do? I change my subtraction sign to an addition sign. When I do that, I have to change the signs of my number. So I have 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 6, which is 14, plus 6 gives me 20. So I have 20 over. Now I have a 2 times a negative 5. Well, 2 times 5 is 10. This is positive, this is negative, so my 10 is negative. Now I need to reduce that. When I say 20, I can just like normal, I can take these off, right? Okay, so we're going to have a negative what? We have negative 10. Okay, let me leave this back on for you for just a second. I had a couple of you that got confused. Let me show you what I did. I have 20 divided by a negative 10. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say 20 divided by 10 is 2. My 10 is negative, my 20 is positive, so it's negative, okay? Now, a second ago, I marked this off, and I would have just said 2 divided by a negative 1 would give me a negative 2. Okay, let's look at this one. We have 6 times, parentheses, negative 4 plus 3 minus negative 2 minus 6 times 2. Again, stick with what's inside the parentheses first. So the 6 we bring down our parentheses and say negative 4 plus positive 3 is negative 1. Minus parentheses, negative 2 and a negative 6. We're going to use addition, so we're going to say negative 2 plus negative 6, get negative 8 times the 2. Okay, now why did I do this? Why did I do this addition before I did that? Because it's inside the parentheses. Go to the bottom. You have 3 parentheses 2 minus 4. What are you going to look at? Only what's inside the parentheses. So bring the 3 down and say 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Now what do? What do you do next? Look at your problem. You're going to multiply. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Minus negative 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. We're going to put that over 3 times negative 2. Well, 3 times 2 is 6. 1 is positive, 1 is negative, so my answer is negative. Look at this problem. Several of you had trouble with this. Negative 6 minus a negative 16. We can't subtract a negative number. What do? Change your subtraction sign to an addition sign. Change your negative sign to a positive. Now, add them together. What is negative 6 plus a positive 16? Now we have a 10 over negative 6. 10 divided by negative 6. So what do? I can't just leave it like that. I have to reduce it. What can I reduce 10 and 6 by? 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Negative 6 divided by 2 is a negative 3. My answer is a negative 5 over 3. Okay, let's try another one. Let's look at this one up here on the board. If you're looking at it in your book, it's your practice problem. Okay, 6 minus parentheses 2 minus 5 parentheses plus 4 times 2 plus 3. Okay, what are we going to do first? The parentheses. If it's not in the parentheses, we're going to bring it down. So bring the 6 down, minus, what's 2 minus 5? Negative 3, plus, what are we going to do over here? We have 4 times 2 plus 3. The only thing I can do is the multiplication, because you multiply before you add or subtract. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3, draw your line. Go back to your parentheses, bring down the 2, parentheses. Negative 1 and minus 1, so we're going to say negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, now what do I do? Well, let's put our adding and subtracting together. So 6 minus negative 3. I cannot subtract a negative 3. So what am I going to do? Change this to an addition and that. So now I have 9 plus 8 plus 3 over. What's 2 times 2 is 4. 1 is positive, 1 is negative. So the answer is negative. Now let's put it all together. 9 plus 8, 17. 17 plus 3 is 20. So we have 20 over negative 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Since the 20 is positive and the 4 is negative, the answer is negative. So my answer is negative 5. Now, today I want you to do numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just 1 through 6 on a piece of paper. Once you've done them on the paper, I need you to text to me that you finished problem set 95, 1 through 6. Okay, you will need to turn that in to me for a grade. Please don't just skip it. It's going to really harm your grade, okay? All right, guys, have a great day.